Okay, good evening, everyone. Welcome to our regular board meeting of the UOG Board of Regents. It is Thursday, April 25th, 2024 at 5:30 p.m. I'd like to call this meeting to order. So we are going to start with our meeting minutes. If I can get a motion for approving our regular meeting minutes of February 22nd, 2024.
So move.
Second,
Second.
okay. Any discussion? Okay. So the motion is approved. All right. Now, the next item is my remarks. Half a day, everyone. Welcome to our regular April meeting. As always, my fellow regents and I appreciate everything everyone is doing to keep the mission of our university moving ahead. As we head towards the end of the Fenanakin 2024 semester, we look forward to another great commencement with approximately 318 graduates that will celebrate their achievements and move towards their next chapters in their life. This will take place on Sunday, May 19, 2024 at the UOG Cowbells Fieldhouse. And thanks to everyone that worked so hard to make every graduation a memorable one. For those who have been on campus this month, you'll notice that the construction work is ongoing for the new Dr. Lucio C. Tan Student Center and the School of Engineering buildings. We look forward to further updates from the Physical Facilities Committee report today. We also extend our thanks to the administrators, faculty, students, and staff for all their hard work in preparing for the WASC accreditation visit. And that took place February 28th through March 1st. We are very happy for the noted commendations and look forward to the important work ahead in responding to the recommendations provided. Some of the commendations include our leadership's perseverance and support during external crisis, our focus on student success, infusing island wisdom in our curriculum, aligning our financial resources to our highest priorities, strong support from the Board of Regents, and enhancing the research portfolio that benefits the community. And lastly, embodying UOG's mission with a strong sense of collegiality, deeply rooted in our local culture, place, and community. So great job, everyone. Those were really amazing commendations. Thank you for the Student Government Association and all who made last month's Charter Day and Blue Knights Alumni Homecoming events a huge success. We had over 3,000 attendees, and that included people from our island community, students from various schools, and also 500 students from Saipan, Rota, and Tinian that attended the Chamorro language competition. It was quite an amazing event. So thanks to everyone that made that such a huge success. In conclusion, I'd like to remind everyone that UOG will have its budget hearing early next month. Stay tuned for more information on the confirmed budget hearing date. We look forward to addressing any concerns our senators may have so that our university can continue to support our students and our community. We look forward to our Student Government Association, our Board of Regents, and all the other members of the Triton community to come and support and come out to the legislature and support our only university in this region. This concludes my remarks. Okay, so now we'd like to turn the floor over to President Enriquez for her president's report.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair, and members of the board. I certainly, on behalf of the university, want to extend our heartfelt Sindangkalan messages, Masi. Thank you very much for all the time that you've dedicated in the multiple committee meetings, as well as the regular board meetings over the course of the past academic year. And there were a lot of very important decisions that had to be made, and we appreciate the thoughtful discussions and certainly decisions as a result of those. So we also want to extend a warm thank you to all of you, and thank you for your service. I do have a fairly lengthy report, but I am going to summarize, beginning with our Toulouse-Montana strategic plan update. As you know, we are still on this voyage to complete the plan, having attended the recent Association of Governing Board conference a couple of months ago with our fairly new board members, Regent Joanne Chung, Regent Christopher Duenas, and of course our treasurer, Mike Nahalawa. We learned that the course of strategy should not be rushed. And so as a result of that, we are allowing opportunity for our university community members through a town hall stakeholder input session to be able to review the draft of the strategic initiatives, the corresponding strategic goals, and the objectives, and to be given an opportunity to provide input to shape this particular strategic plan further. We understand that at the next board meeting in September, that will be the opportunity after it's gone through the academic personnel and tenure committee's review to basically put the stamp, but it doesn't stop the work with regard to some of the lower hanging fruit. So we're very appreciative of your patience. Preliminary work on advancement relating to our strategic planning efforts. As you know, with one of the recommendations within the WASC final report had to do with developing a robust advancement plan that also strengthens alumni engagement efforts and fundraising. That in line with a strategic initiative number 5 of the draft plan, which is to essentially diversify a robust financial or revenue model in order to sustain and grow the institution. Within that particular strategic initiative, one of the goals is to develop a comprehensive capital campaign. We expect within that to be embedded the advancement efforts that certainly will include our alumni engagement. On student success, I'd like to highlight how we are supporting workforce development through additional partnerships that have been garnered. The Guam Power Authority signed an agreement with the University of Guam to allow students to participate in internship programs that are focused on engineering, cybersecurity, human resources, and finance. The university also signed an agreement with the U.S. Naval Hospital Guam for training, and that's in concert with programs such as nursing, social work, psychology, and other UOG programs to which the hospital requires services. So we're very excited about that. That will take place over the course of 12 to 24 months. More students taking the pathway to mechanical engineering jobs. That is a result of the Pearl Harbor Navy Shipyard partnership with the University of Hawaii, Manoa's College of Engineering, and the University of Guam serving as a feeder. Our one of 2 graduates will be embarking on that particular employment as a result of internship over the course of this past academic year. He will be engaging in a more robust internship this summer before finally receiving his diploma from UH Manoa this December 2024. And after more robust training takes place, he will be returning to the island as a UOG alumnus, as well as a UH Manoa College of Engineering alumnus, and be gainfully employed. So very excited about that partnership. The other, well, we're going to have a further discussion with regard to workforce development. We're excited about the transformation of the Professional Development and Lifelong Learning Center within the Global Learning and Engagement Division to that of the Workforce Development Center. That, of course, needs to go before the board with an updated organizational chart. Any changes will be reflected for the September meetings of the board. So I just wanted to give you a heads up. Students, our very own student regent, Julie Laksamana, has been selected as the 2024 Truman Scholar. And she has also been named the Congressional Award Gold Medal recipient. So a lot of exciting things for our student regent, who will be stepping, I guess her term expires in May, but nonetheless, she is not graduating. So you'll see more of her and more of the other exciting things that will unfold. Isla Center for the Arts will feature their seniors student art exhibition tonight. So if you are so inclined, they will begin at 5:30 and will end about 8 p.m. That is going to be at the Isla Center for the Arts, located at the Dean Circle. And kudos to Dr. Vilma Yamashita, the director, as well as our art program faculty for this, as well as our graduating students. UOG, let's see, Mindscapes, the senior art exhibition is what the theme for that is. We're very grateful to the generosity of the Filipino Ladies Association of Guam for 2 scholarships that were provided to students. ROTC displays unity, teamwork at Regional Rangers Challenge, and essentially that was based on a competition at Fort Irwin in California. So kudos to the UOG Army ROTC program. The UOG Center for Island Sustainability Sea Grant and G3 announced their second cohort of the G3 Local 2030 Islands Network Conservation Corps. UOG Theater presents The Good Doctor by Neil Simon and Anton Chekhov. And that is, let's see, April 25th to 27th at the UOG Fine Arts Auditorium. And I just want to highlight our health sciences research and report writing class, which hosted its 9th annual Heart Fair at the UOG Calvo Fieldhouse, displaying research that they have done on a health-related issue and essentially providing some findings to that. So thank you very much to Dr. Francine Napiti within the Health Sciences Program under the Margaret Parasatori Uchima School of Health. And the annual Heart Fair was actually launched initially by Dr. Yvette Polino, the Dean of the School of Health. We welcome our new Dean of the School of Engineering, Dr. Hiroshin Hariarachi, who came to us from Michigan, where he practiced as an independent sustainability consultant focusing on circular economy, waste management, and geotechnical engineering issues. He's pretty much hit the ground running, has already spoken at the Society for American Military Engineers, Guam Post, and is going to be engaged in other kinds of activities that are going to feed into new industry development for the island. Dr. Yvette Polino was officially named the Dean of the Margaret Parasatori School of Health, and we're very excited. She brings to us a PhD in epidemiology from the University of Hawaii, Manoa. And prior to her new role, she served as interim dean for the school and as a professor of health sciences. Matthew Raimundo, appointed interim associate director of web applications at the Office of Information Technology. So our congratulations to him. And of course, we want to also give kudos to our facilities management services employees who received the Guam Contracts Association trade certification in carpentry, electrical, and HVAC. And again, to highlight that we had University of Guam board representation at the JGB 2024 National Conference. Exciting gems picked up. That was during the March 26th to 28th 2024 conference. And what we learned is that if your vision, mission, and values don't fit in a t-shirt, they're too long. And so we are inclined to print on a quadruple extra large shirt so that we don't skip a beat. We had great representation among our faculty. and administrators of the WAS Senior College and University Commission Annual Conference in San Diego. 5 faculty, 3 administrators, and the objective is to learn about the new WAS standards. When we had our recent review on February 28th through March 1st, that was under the old standards of 2013. And so UOG will be going through this learning curve on the new standards. So it was certainly important for us to have a head start and having our faculty be exposed to that. And of course, the chair mentioned our successful WASCA site visit. Many thanks to all of our university community members, faculty, student staff, administrators, of course, the board, and any alumni who are instrumental in feeding information that helped to produce a final report, which we will be sharing with the university community and members of the board. Okay, the doctoral program, which is the new Doctor of Education in Instructional and Academic Leadership, was approved by the WAS Senior College and University Commission in March of 2024. It is our very first doctoral program and online at that. And so we're very excited about its launch in the fall. I believe it's in October. And so this new online program has 20 required courses, a total of 60 credit hours, and the dissertation is built into the curricula. We're very excited at ultimately getting the approval on the proposed new doctoral tuition rate and structure. And with that, once we get that, then we'll be good to go on announcing for admissions. Under Discovery, UOG Marine Lab received a designation as a nationally recognized coral reef research center. Kudos to Dr. Lori Raimundo and the members of the Marine Lab for that designation. UOG Professor Dr. Bill Jeffrey led the efforts to document little-known wartime past of Chuk Lagoon. And Dr. Jeffrey is Associate Professor of Archaeology and Micronesian Studies at UOG. Very excited about his discovery and his ongoing work. Geopolitics expert Ankit Panda was the keynote speaker at the 45th Class Annual Research Conference, and he is a Stanton Senior Fellow in the Nuclear Policy Program at Carnegie Endowment for International Peace, and discussed the drivers behind these trends and identify possible measures to address the most salient risks. Very nicely attended. UOG Pollen Study reveals the food sources of Guam honeybees. Very exciting project. And a lot of engagement with our community. We had the Phantom Job Fair with 70 vendors signed up for tomorrow at the UOG Cowboy Fieldhouse. And let's see, the UOG CIS Sea Grant and G3 launches 4th conservation cohort. And we also had a, faculty collaborate with cultural classroom experts to publish a book that teaches island values. And many thanks to Dr. Shinhua Lee, Assistant Professor of Counseling at the School of Education, who collaborated with Dr. Matthew Limtiako on this particular publication. The University of Guam CNAS chemistry program hosted the titration competition with students from private as well as public high schools participating. Thank you to Dr. Micah Vuki, who has been the lead on this program for the past many years. CNES as well reopened the Aqua Park to promote aquaponics as a food security solution. As you know, this is a priority for new industry development by Governor Lou Leanne Guerrero. Extension training guides growers to report yields to improve produce sales. And that's out of the UOG Extension Office as part of a Western SASRHD funded initiative to encourage farmers to submit their data to a centralized agriculture production reporting systems with the Farmers Cooperative Association of Guam. The 15th Annual Island Sustainability Conference held April 8 to 15, very successful. We had some very high profile speakers such as the Honorable His Excellency Serengo Whips Jr., President of the Republic of Palau. We also had the Governor of the CNMI, Governor Arnold Palacios, present among many other featured speakers, over 2,000 participants who were engaged in this particular conference. It was very successful. UOG researchers assist with the decennial U.S. forest inventory in Guam. So we had 14 research assistants from the UOG CNAS trained to assist the U.S. Department of Agriculture Forest Service with this decennial forest inventory and analysis. Thank you for that. Head Start families take nutrition-focused field trips to UOG. These are preschool children in the Head Start program at GDOE, getting an early introduction to STEM and the importance of health, nutrition, and physical activity through a partnership with the Cooperative Extension and Outreach Service at the University of Guam. Kudos to Dr. Bob Barber back there and his team. And we also received an AI for diabetes tracking in Guam, a $100,000 grant, again at CNAS. Kudos to Dr. Tanisha Aflagui for being a spirit, to spearhead this particular initiative. The UOG Press at Aquarium of Guam hosts a book launch promoting marine life conservation, among others. There's so much, Madam Chair and members of the board, and the phenomenal work by our faculty, their students, staff, and administrators. We just want to highlight we're propelling forward, and there's so much, still a lot to do. Thank you. This concludes my report.
Thank you, President Enriquez. It's just I'm so proud of UOG. We do a lot. And we hope in next month's budget hearing, they see how much the university does and how much we're connected with what the needs of the community are. So very, very excited. Thank you so much for your report.
Thank you.
All right, so let's move on to the Student Affairs Scholarship Alumni Relations and Honorary Degree SASARHD Committee. And I'd like to call upon Regent Leon Guerrero for the committee update. Oh, I'm sorry. Regent Mike Naholawa for the update. Thank you.
By the full board of region.
Okay, there's a motion. Is there a second?
Regent Duenas, second.
Okay. Any discussion? Okay. If not, I'd like to call for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Any abstentions? I hear none, so motion carries. Thank you.
Okay, the
All right.
second item addressed by the Society Committee is Resolution 24-10 relative to approve the proposed doctorate education tuition structure and associated fees. This was handled earlier this afternoon. UOG has received approval from the Western Association of Schools and College, Senior College, and University Commission to offer its first ever doctoral program, a Doctor of Education EDD in Instructional and Academic Leadership. As part of the process of establishing the program, a new tuition and fee structure.
So, but your fee structure had to be developed.
As required by law, a public hearing was scheduled and held on April 25, 2024, this afternoon, to gather input on the proposed Doctor of Education tuition structure and associated fees from the general public. I want to report that we did have the public hearing earlier today. It was positive. No one was against, and we really congratulate the effort of the school to provide this great opportunity for the people of our community and the region. I would like to bring resolution 24-10 relative to approving the proposed Doctor of Education tuition structure and associated fees to the board for approval. I
Oh.
move that this resolution be adopted by the full Board of Regents.
Okay, there's a motion. Is there a second?
Regent Chen seconds.
All right. I'd like to, any discussion? We had a lot of discussion, but any more discussion?
Not discussion. I just want to say congratulations again. It was really amazing, amazing work. Super exciting for UOG and all the work of the School of Education. So
Yes, I agree. Super exciting. A lot of work has been put into this, and this is really historic for university. I'm just so proud of our university and all the people who made this happen. I second that. All right. So, let's take it for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, I hear none. Motion is approved. Congratulations. All right, so we will move on to our next item, and that is the AP&T committee. I'd like to call on now Regent Leon Guerrero for
Unless
the
Mike wants
committee.
to take this one.
Update.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The Academic Personnel and Tenure Committee did meet on April 17th at 2:30 in person and Zoom, and quorum was present, and we have 4 items to put before the board for full approval today. First up, we have item number 5.2.2, resolution number 24-11, relative to approving the Master of Library and Information Science degree program, or MLIS. I move that we put forward resolution number 24-11 to the board for approval.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Regent Chen second.
Any discussion?
I'll just go over briefly some of the things in the resolution. The proposed program aims to support the university's Tulis Mona initiatives and support the School of Education's goal to meet the multicultural educational demands of the island and the region. This program represents the shared goals of being an integral part of the advancement of regional education systems by becoming the academic, research, and service resource center for Guam and the greater Micronesian area. The program demand report shows and documents a high level of interest for the program. In fact, during our committee meeting, Dr. Story did share that we had already 27 teachers interested from the Department of Education alone, and there is only 8 students needed to sustain the program. So I think we're off to a good start, and this definitely, the approval of this program today is definitely going to help meet the needs of continuing education throughout our region. Madam President did share with us that one of the original architects are in the room today, so we would just like to recognize Dr. Perry Pangilinan and his team for all the amazing work that went into making this program happen. The proposed MLIS degree program was prepared and submitted by the faculty in the School of Education and University Libraries, considered and recommended by the School of Education Academic Affairs Committee and the Dean, the RFK Library faculty, and the Dean of University Libraries. It was endorsed by the Graduate Curricular Review Committee and the Faculty Senate, and reviewed and recommended for approval by the Senior Vice President and Provost and the President, and also gained the full support of the Academic Personnel and Tenure Committee. And I believe if we do not approve this, they will kick us out of the library tonight.
All right. Thank you for that. And this is just another example of how the university sees the needs of the community and fills it. So very excited about the interest there and the sustainability of this program. All right, so if there's no other discussion, I'd like to call for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed, nay? Any abstentions? Okay, the ayes have it. Approved.
Hey.
All right, so let's move on to the next item.
Yeah, the next item, I also make a motion under item 5.2.3 to move forward resolution number 24-12 relative to approving the Master of Science in Data Science degree program to the full board for approval.
Okay, I have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, now any discussion?
I'll just give a brief overview again. University stakeholders have long advocated for this degree, and I believe they join the larger community on Guam and within the region when it comes to really advancing some of the opportunities locally for our workforce to continue to develop and become relevant in the community. I know many of us at the table see the value in having a degree of this caliber here locally because it's only going to further cement the fact that we do have talent here and the talent here can be developed locally. The proposed Master in Science and Data Science degree will be the first in the region also to offer this program. So a very historical day for the University of Guam here tonight. The program was prepared and submitted by the Faculty in Mathematics and Computer Science Division, considered and recommended by the CNES Academic Affairs Committee and their Dean, endorsed by the Graduate Curricular Review Committee and the Faculty Senate, and reviewed and recommended for approval by the Senior Vice President and Provost and the President, as well as the full support of the Academic Personnel and Tenure Committee. Oh,
Okay.
also, another shout out, we do have one of the original architects of this program, Dr. Leslie Aquino, who also joined us. There you go. You were sitting over there earlier. So thank you, Dr. Aquino, and your entire team for all your hard work on this. Thank you.
Good. What were you saying? That
I also want to shout out to Dr.
oh, okay.
the program chair.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Awesome.
Congratulations, guys.
Congratulations and thank you. Another great example of the university looking at the needs, keeping our talent here and educated and just trained here and staying here. And so this is just amazing. So if there's no other discussion, I'd like to call for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Any abstentions? Okay, I hear none, so motion carries. All right, so let's move on to our next action item.
I make a motion for action under action item 5.2.4 for resolution number 24-13 relative to approving the revision of steps in the faculty salary schedule and the faculty search salary worksheet.
Okay, I hear a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion?
Just a little background here, and you'll see it in the resolution. In November of 2023, this board did approve resolution number 23-30, which directed the UOG president and vice president of administration and finance and the chief business officer, among other things, to one, adopt a faculty salary schedule reflecting an increase by 20% at all salary levels for FY23, to formulate plans for future years' increases as noted above, and to study the current usage of the lower steps of the faculty salary schedule for recommendation for action in 2024. The university did hire a consultant to take a look at those items, and in the process of doing so, they have a couple recommendations that we would like to adopt today with the board's approval. And that being that the board should approve and direct the university president to one, amend the faculty salary schedule scales by dropping the steps 1 through 3 for all ranks on the faculty schedule steps, adding 3 steps at the top of each rank, such that each step represents a 3% increase over each preceding step. And the last, moving all faculty to the step adjusted scale at their current salary onto the appropriate step on this scale. The impact to this are no employees. This just lends to modernizing the scales that we're using and helps level the playing field of what other government agencies are offering today. The second one is to direct the Faculty Salary Committee to prepare a modified faculty search salary worksheet utilized by Human Resources by the end of June 2024. And this is to provide a more standardized approach and more equity across all schools when assigning additional credits. And number 3 is the changes to the salary schedules and scales will take effect immediately upon approval by the Board of Regents and will be used to calculate salary offers for all new faculty hires for 2024 and 2025.
Okay. Are there any questions or any other discussion? Okay, if not, let's take it to a vote. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed, nay? Any abstentions? I hear none, so motion carries.
And I have one last one. I make a motion under item 5.2.5. I move to put forward resolution number 24-14 relative to amending the negotiated agreement by and between the Board of Regents and the University of Guam and the UOG Faculty Union, American Federation of Teachers, Local 6282, December 1, 2018 through May 1st, 2024.
Okay, I have a motion. Any second?
Second.
All right, any discussion?
This basically is to offer a 4th extension on the original negotiated agreement, which first expired on November 31st, 2023, was subsequently amended again to extended to February 29th, 2024, and earlier this year till May 1st, 2024, to allow the parties more time to work through some of their discussions. Despite a good faith effort on both sides, on all party sides, they are not prepared to enter into a new agreement effective May 1st, 2024. And so this resolution allows them to extend the term of the existing agreement through May 1st, 2027, which will allow them to address additional revisions needed under the administrator manual. The negotiations for the new agreement may begin at earliest on May 1st, 2026, but no later than October 1st, 2026. The president and the faculty union president have reviewed the attached 2018 agreement and the memorandum of understanding applicable to the 2018 agreement and recommend this to the board for full approval.
Okay, thank you. Any questions or any other discussion? Okay, if not, let's take it for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Any abstentions? I hear none, so the motion carries.
And that completes my committee report.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you, Regent Leon Guerrero. So we are now going to item 5.3 on the agenda, the Physical Facilities Committee, and we will have Regent Nahalawa do the committee update.
Thank you, Chair. Okay, the meeting of the Physical Facilities Committee was held on April 17, 2024. A quorum was present. The committee was informed that the general summary of the Student Success Center and the Engineering Annex projects, both projects are progressing nicely. The foundations have been laid and walls are going up. He said he has been impressed by both the contractors so far. The permits for the Weary building and the nursing annex were stuck at GIPA. However, Mr. Ballinger of the group said he was just notified that the Weary building has been cleared by GIPA. Director Leon Guerrero provided a PowerPoint presentation which shows some photos of the building progress. The 2 buildings are about 20% of completion. He reported that the last 3 months, the preventive maintenance on the AC units across campus had been completed. That is the first time they have been able to achieve that. They're also getting more aggressive with the protective coating to use to try and extend the life of the AC equipment. Some equipment from the SBPA building has become corroded after only 3 to 4 years. Salt spray from the ocean has a significant impact on the campus equipment. They're also starting to expand the use of the FMS maintenance software. The AC purchase from HERE funds are about 95% done. They're waiting for some parts. The installation of the OIT generator should start in April. Siemens have converted all the remaining parking lights to LED. All of the solar lights on campus blew down in the typhoon. They have all been replaced. FMS is purchasing 20 additional solar lights to install around the campus. We provided an update on the campus water system, changes needed to ensure proper water pressure is in place for the campus when the new buildings come online. Director Leandro announced that the Ballinger has been appointed to the appeals board. He also reported that Siemens projects are about 99% complete, and they're expecting to add a couple of additional projects with some existing solar projects back in operation. Projects and procurement for typhoon repairs include roof repairs, roll-up doors, and glass door replacements. Delia Cruz, the CAO, reported that the final ransomware recovery is taking place. They are working on the SoftDoc software to bring back forms to be more paperless. They're working on implementing the multi-factor authentication for the second half of students. This is the last remaining group that needs to be put on the MFA for cybersecurity. The project is about to be let out for procurement. This is the report of the Physical Facilities Committee. That's the conclude my report.
Thank you, Regent Nahalawa. It's so exciting to see the buildings come up, but at the same time, it's exciting that UOG is being very responsible and helping with our situation with power usage, using the LED, the solar, and that's just great because it helps the community as a whole. Thank you very much for that report. So if there is no other questions or discussion, I'd like to call for a vote. Oh, no, there's no vote. Just vote that your report was awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got it.
Okay, so we're gonna move on
Accept.
to the investment committee, and I'm going to call on Regent Duenas to give an update.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The investment committee met on Thursday, April 18th at 1:30. A quorum was not present. So the committee just received reports and we will vote to accept the last meeting minutes at the next meeting. Venetia Sharma presented for the Triton Investment Club. The balance of the fund was nearly $54,000. Dr. Kabigting has been rebalancing the portfolio in preparation for it to be taken over by a new group of students. The current leadership of the Triton Investment Club are all graduating, and there will be a new student leadership at the next meeting. They made a couple of stock purchases in their portfolio. For the investment manager update, Raymond James and Associates provided an overall economic update and walked through specific results. As of the 31st of March, 2024, the internal endowment fund was just over 27 million. The portfolio was up 4.7% for the first quarter as compared to 4.03% for the policy index. The Blackstone Private Equity Fund has begun distributing funds back to the university. They believe the managers are doing well. There was no concerns with overall performance or allocation. For the conservatively managed portfolio, the total amount contributed was 4.365 million, and the current balance is about 4.591 million for a gain of about 226,000. At the time of the meeting, Raymond James was still anticipating there will be a few interest rate decreases for the year, and we're expecting 1 or 2 before the election. They're still expecting a mild recession, and that the S&P would be around 5,200 by year end. They are expecting the S&P 500 to be, and the dollar to weaken over the next couple of quarters. This concludes the report.
All right, thank you so much for that report. Any questions or comments? Okay, if not, we will move on to 5.5, which is the Budget, Finance, and Audit Committee, and I'd like to call on Regent Nahalawa for the updates.
Thank you, Madam Chair. A meeting of the Budget, Finance, and Audit Committee was held on April 18 at 3 p.m. A quorum was present. For the financial update, we report that the theme for the report is that cash is tight. Tuition revenues are a little down from the projection, and expenses are a little higher than the prior year. Cash is down as the university did a sweep of funds to try to get through the year. Reported that the audit is not yet completed. He had set a target for field work to be completed by 12/31, but based on the questions they are getting, field work is still being completed. They're still waiting for an actuary report to be reviewed by the internal actuaries. Another matter is that the Endowment Foundation audit, which needs to be included in the UOG financial statements and the audit, just recently started. Allotments continue to be paid on a timely basis. Controller Martin walked through the financial statements. The expenses in the reports are shown that the impact of the 22% increase for staff salaries and the 20% increase for faculty salaries. Only institutional support, scholarships, and fellowships and depreciation has gone down from the prior year. It took a lot of the changes on the statement of the net position to the fact that the 2029-24 balances are on a cash basis and the 9/30/2023 balances are on an accrual basis. Mr. Kubica reviewed that the budget to actual work. The actual data was as of February 29, 2094, and is very close to the target expenditures. Associate Controller Bertha Flores reviewed the collection report and opined that the actual collections are a little behind the target. There's still a chance of achieving the target for collections this year. We further reviewed the procurement and transaction report with the 2 outgoing contracts being for the provision for the meal for dorm students and the IDIQ procurement for shutters at the dorm. We also provided the Siemens report that the projects are 99% complete and they're looking at some additional projects to bring 2 solar roof systems back into the service. Risk Officer provided a report showing the risk manual and an internal audit manual. The planning for the manuals to be adopted in the next meeting and to be given to the university as operating instrument. I would like to bring resolution number 24-N relative to modifying the indirect cost recovery allocation relative to auxiliary operations to the board for approval. I'd like to move this resolution be adopted by the full Board of Regents.
All right. There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second, Regent Chen, second.
Okay. So any
Further
discussion?
discussion?
Yeah,
Yes.
further discussion.
The indirect cost allocation table has already been approved by the board. However, an issue came up when the auxiliary unit received a large grant. The auxiliary unit was intended to keep its full indirect cost reimbursement to meet its financial target to supplement the university operations. Under the existing resolution, the funds are required to be dispersed throughout the university. The amended resolution authorizes the Vice President Administration to waive the applicability of the allocation table in some instances where an auxiliary unit obtains a grant where indirect costs are being reimbursed. The request was reviewed by the President and the Senior Vice President and was approved by the Budget, Finance, and Audit Committee.
Okay. So if there's no more questions or discussion, I'd like to call for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed, nay. Okay, any abstentions? Okay, I hear none. The motion carries.
And this completes my report.
Thank you, Regent Nahalawa. All right, so now we have the agenda item 6.0 ad hoc report. Do we have anyone from the Endowment Foundation?
Yes, I'm
Oh, she's
here.
Oh, hi, Kat. I didn't see you there.
Hi.
Okay. Yes, would you like to do your update now?
Sure. Today, Madam Chair McKeever and members of the Board of Regents, thank you all for giving me the opportunity to report. The UOG Endowment Foundation is very honored to be conduits for philanthropy from its donors, and we are grateful for the valuable partnership with UOG personnel in reaching out to these donors. It is their passion for their programs that help to draw in further interest from the community. Notable donations and/or other payments received in the past few months include $200,000 from the Jackson Yang and Family Foundation to benefit the Asia Pacific Studies Center. Special thanks to President Anita Enriquez, Dr. Kwanju Chen, and Dr. Liu. $50,000 was received from the Caribou family, Doctors Monique Story, Kenneth Caribou, Father Kenneth Caribou, and Dr. Ken Caribou Jr., to create an endowed Kenneth Caribou Masters in Information and Library Sciences Scholarship. Thanks to Dr. Father Ken Caribou, Professor Emeritus of Library Science, for his continued interest in supporting the Micronesia Area Research Center and RFK Library. $5,000 was received from America's Best Electric Mark to benefit the Startup Micronesia event through the Guam SBDC Fund, thanks to Fred Granillo. And $5,125 from Matson was donated for the Matson Leadership Scholarship. $5,000 was also received as a grant from the Payless Community Foundation. Special thanks to Dr. Tanisha Affligui. And a total of $80,000 just in the past couple of months were received to benefit the Conference on Island Sustainability, thanks to Dr. Austin Shelton. And these are from Sea Grant Association, Proferi Incorporated, Guam Power Authority. NSF includes Seas Island Alliance Guam, Guam Community College, SAMI Scholarship Fund, EPSCOR, and Pacific Federal Management. As you interact with these UOG employees and members of these donating organizations, please take the opportunity to thank them for their continued partnership in supporting the University of Guam. This concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Kat, for that report. It's just great to see that people are seeing the value the university is bringing and showing it through their pocketbooks. So it's just really great to see that. Thank you very much for your report.
Thank you.
Okay, now we have open presentation. Please reminder that it is limited to 3 minutes per person. Does anyone have any presentation? Okay, Dr. McNitch. Oh, wow. We could add that to the list. Yes. Hello, Dr. McNitch. How are you doing?
Okay, it's on now. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, Regents, and thank you for allowing me to present at the open section here. Just very quickly, and I'm going to go through some items very, very quickly, and then I'll send you all like a follow-up letter if that's okay. My name is Ron McNinch. I'm a college professor at the School of Business and Public Administration. I teach public administration and legal studies. I've been here at the university almost 28 years. I think I'm the last full-time faculty member left in my college. Basically, I sent some letters to the board. I think that the board just needs to work on how it processes letters. And so I've asked Dr. Enriquez to certainly look into that. And I would suggest a system to handle boards' letters that come in as complaints. And so that's WAS standard 1.4 in the old system, WAS standard 1.7 in the new system. So the boards to process complaints when they get them, and then they're supposed to use business-like practices in all of its actions. So that's that standard. In general, my concern was, and I had filed concerns with the board related to repetitive retaliation in a hostile work environment. And there was no real correspondence back and forth. Ultimately, there was a finding by the university investigator that I had been subjected to a hostile work environment, and it encouraged the board to assist me in resolving these issues. And there was no action. That came out in May of 2022. I was subjected to relentless retaliation by faculty members and others because I had reported student sexual abuse here. And I also cooperated with the Attorney General's office in the prosecution of Michael Eller, who was a professor here who had abused students at the time. I was relentlessly harassed by people. Ultimately, in October 2018, Governor Calvo awarded me for courage and bravery because he knew all about this. And However, here at the university, it was exactly the opposite. And I was subjected to immense pressure and immense harassment. And that's what that letter was about. And so then in May 2022, the finding was released, and I was immediately, when they told the person that was harassing me about it, he immediately harassed me again, doing the exact same things. The administration did absolutely nothing. And so I wanted to let the board know about this. And I'll send other things to you guys in a letter, but in general, I'm on a major board myself. I know that you don't know everything that goes on in the organization. This is important, and I hope that you'll process my complaint. Also, I encourage the board to work closely with the union and support the union in all of its efforts. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mitnich. Appreciate your comments, and we will definitely look into this. All right, so do we have any other presentations at this time? Okay, if not, we will we have one action item here, 8.0, and that is the adoption of the board meeting schedule for academic year 2024 through 2025. Do I have a motion?
Move.
Okay, any second?
Second.
Okay. Any discussion? No discussion? Let's take it for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Any abstentions? Okay, the ayes have it and the motion carries. All right, so we will now, for item number 9.0, we will go into executive session. And I'd like to call for a motion to go into executive session. Second,
Second.
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.